So the other day, a subscriber, and I guess now friend, JD, reached out and he wanted me to produce some alternative pop tracks for him. And as we were kind of working together, he was like, man, you really have a sweet spot for this alternative pop genre. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll make a few more videos of this. And seeing as the last video that I did on alternative pop got me more subscribers than my entire YouTube journey, I might as well do another video. So today we're going to produce an alternative pop track from scratch. Anyone can do this from their bedroom. Let's get started. So I came up with this melody on the guitar this morning. That's not it. Kind of cool, like poppy. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's turn that into an alt pop track. I have absolutely zero plan right now. Not sure where I'm going to go with this, but we're going to start out with recording some guitar. So I have this Fender Stratocaster. I'm going to put it on the neck pickup, and I'm just plugging it directly into my audio interface, which is a Focusrite Claret 8 pre. And we are going to run some guitar rigs. So this is like, for those who have been watching my videos, I always start with this Sultans of Pop preset here on guitar. We'll see how it sounds. If I really like it, I'll keep it. If not, I'll tweak it and change it. But let's start off with that. Let's double track it and let's do this. In this particular instance, I'm probably just going to record it twice and loop it. If it was like some sort of progression where it's like getting louder and I want the dynamics in there, I would record the whole thing. But in this instance, I might just loop it. I may layer that with some acoustic guitar because this was actually bleeding into my microphone that I'm talking on. And it actually sounded good with like that acoustic sound to it. So I might try that. Okay, so I'm just going to record this Martin Johnny Cash signature guitar here into my Audio-Technica AT2020 mic. I'm just going to hold it about 12 inches from the microphone and I'm going to record. And the microphone is just going into my Claret 8 pre. So fairly simple here. Any acoustic guitar will work for this. And I'm going to put this acoustic guitar well in the background just so you could kind of hear a little bit of that acoustic touch to it, but just so it's not too overwhelming because I do like this guitar tone on the Stratocaster. I might add a strum in there too with a capo on the 7th fret. Let's see what that sounds like. Now I'm going to add a little bit of a pad with those same chords on with the capo on. I'm just going to duplicate these acoustic guitar tracks and then I'm just going to strum it very lightly. And then we're going to add some reverb and stuff on it just to make it sound like a pad, maybe like a guitar rig effect on there as well, just to make it sound like a little bit of a pad. Okay, so let's turn this a little bit more into a pad here. So I'm going to bring up guitar rig, padulation. That sounds horrible. Try something else. Okay, so I totally zoned out when I was trying to make this pad, but basically I was just using this guitar rig preset called, and I'm going to butcher how this is pronounced, but burned deflation. I have no idea. Anyways, I used that preset and then I basically just cut off all the highs and all the lows. And I also put on a chroma verb and I used concert hall. I put the dry at 0% and the wet at 100% and the decay at 7 seconds. So if you want to try and get a similar sound to that, you can give that a try. Okay, so it's not bad. I might mess around with this after to make it like a little bit better of a pad, but it sounds all right. The only thing in this gap here, I might just automate it so everything cuts out when everything stops here. Okay, so this will be like the intro, and I'll put markers in here. So I'll go intro. I'm going to do an 8-bar intro here. And then I will come in with the first verse. You know what I also might do in here is get a vinyl crackle. See what that sounds like, I guess. Probably sounds half decent. Not too loud. Okay, so now let's do like a drum beat here. I'm going to mess around with like a beat here. What kind of Logic kits do we got here? Okay, let's mess around with this drum beat over here. Just on the SoCal kit on Logic. Something like that. We could quantize it quick. This kick is really powerful that I grabbed from Splice, so I might use that and take out the Logic kick. All right, I'm still unsure of where I'm going with this, but I might get some scratch vocals in there just to kind of steer me in a direction. For the wheeler, I don't want to f with you. I was the pillar. Should have been a rapper. I like the stop, like how it stops here, like on the intro. However, I don't particularly like it on the verse. I want it to move a little bit more. So I may have to re-record everything here. But that's why we are producers, because we figure out what sounds good and what sounds bad. I'm going to mess around with melody here. It's going to be basically the same, but that stop at the end is going to have to go away. So, we were running away. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm just going to put this in time quickly. Okay, I'm going to re-record the acoustic guitars here. All right, I think we're missing some bass guitar here, so let's shred some bass here. Probably not, though, because I'm not a good bass player, but let's play some bass. How about that? So it's just probably going to be generic right on like the first note of every bar. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to try an actual cool bass line, see if it works. Okay, so we got a half decent bass line going here. The intro will be no bass. It'll just kind of be this. Pretty pumped at that bass line, actually. I'm curious when I come back, if I like it or if we're just going to go with like a generic bass line later. But first initial thoughts, that's pretty cool. I don't usually do bass lines outside of like a super simple bass line. So that was cool. Okay, so what I might do next here on verse 2, let's copy everything over. And then I might put in some guitar chugs with my Gibson. Get a nice humbucker in there. Let's see what that sounds like. Might be getting too grungy, but I feel like these new alternative pop tracks have a lot of real elements in them and a lot of guitars, which I love. Like, it's really cool because I really love that. So let's copy everything over for verse 2. Let's try and do this seamlessly. It's usually never very seamless. Nice. That was a perfectly executed copy and paste. Basically what I'm going for here is like, let's change up verse 2 here and get some guitar chugs before my battery completely dies. And then we're probably in pretty good shape. So I like this one. Chicago Crunch. Yeah. Maybe we try another one with like a little melody in behind with the guitar. Okay, let's put like a delay on this guitar. Okay, let's go to delays. Okay, so today is another day. I'm gonna try and finish this production up here. I actually really like how this is sounding. This has actually turned out way better than I thought it would turn out. I thought I would do a round 2 and it would just suck, but sounds like it's coming together. So the only things that I think might be missing on the production side here are maybe a transition into the chorus. I was gonna do verse 2 after verse 1 and just go right into verse 2, but with those heavy guitars, but that sounds more like a chorus. So I changed it to the chorus, like with these, I guess, with these heavy guitars. But basically, I think we need a transition that goes into this chorus. Maybe not, but I'm going to mess around. Maybe just like a little sweep or something minimal. And then potentially work on the intro. But I was actually just listening to it and it actually sounded half decent. So I might not even touch the intro, or maybe some vocal chops once we get some vocals in. But basically, I'm just going to work on some transition elements. And then we're going to get right into the vocals here. Add some layers. We'll probably add most of the ear candy with the vocals. So let's get started here. So actually, you know what we might do here is just do like a reverse reverb on these grungier guitars, on these distorted guitars. I'm thinking that would be enough of a transition there. So let's see what that sounds like. Then maybe paired with a sweep, it'll sound a little better. So let's get a sweep from our friend Splice. So the thing that made this sound a little bit better is just starting at 0, like no volume at all, and then pair that with a sweep, and it sounds like this. Sounds a little bit better. Let's get into some vocals. I kind of wrote most of it out. I was struggling with a hook melody. I got a few ideas. I messed around, as you can see on my screen here, last night, just with some scratch kind of vocals here. So let's try and record some of those and see where we get here. We'll also record some like layers and some background vocals just to add some ear candy and some ad libs and stuff like that. All right, I just listened back to the vocals that I had and they're pretty good. I'm actually really enjoying this song. Yeah, so let's record them. Okay, so I'm just recording into my Audio Technica AT2020 as per usual. Nothing crazy here. Pop filter on it. I got rid of that sound isolation thing. It was just so cheap. It kept breaking and I don't think it really did anything, to be honest. It looks cool. Maybe that's looks like you're in a legitimate studio or that you know what you're doing, but that was about it. So and this is way easier to, like, if I'm doing guitar, I can move the boom down. If not, I can just move it up. It's way easier. The other one, I had to screw things and it was a pain. So yeah, another thing too, the lyrics are kind of like, I don't know, I was thinking of like a couple that was going through like a breakup or something. They're not amazing. Like I've said before in these videos, I take way too long to write lyrics. And if I actually dove in and like took time to write some really, really good lyrics, these videos would just take way too long. So you're kind of getting like a shell of my songwriting for lyrics, but you're just going to have to bear with me.
She was running away. I would chase her for days. It was more like a landslide. I can't find the words to describe this painful day.
Okay, so I got the verse recorded and down, but I was struggling on the chorus. So I got some chorus ideas here.
We've got some problems. Come help me solve them, babe. Fade away.
I might do a guitar solo there on the second half because life is too short to not put a guitar solo in these songs. So I kind of like sung out the vocals there. And then when I'm singing like,
don't let this fade away.
When I'm singing that, I'm going to put a guitar solo in the background. So I still have to make it, but something like...
Don't let this fade away. Don't let this fade away.
something like that, but a little bit better phrasing. That was just kind of improvised. So I got most of the vocals here. Obviously, we need to add some layers and some ear candy and stuff, but let's do the guitar solo first, get that over with. And what we'll do, so basically I'm just running this Hot Solo Plus guitar rig preset here. And then what I'll do, I'm just going to add a delay. So I like this delay. It's pretty good. Bring the timing down. Bring the mix down a bit. That sounds pretty good. And then basically I'm just going to like record a bunch of takes and try and pick which one's the best and like kind of put together what's the best from all the takes. So let's start. Okay, that's not like the best solo I've ever made, but I think it'll do. I could probably do something better, but I just don't want to sit here for 2 hours trying to figure out a solo. So that's good enough, I'm thinking. And let's get some vocal effects in here, kind of finish this off. So basically the first thing I'm hearing when I listen back to this is it would be nice to have just some like airy reverb background vocals on this. So what I'll do is just set up like a reverb. Basically, I'll just put the dry mostly all the way down and the wet all the way up. And we just want to basically repeat what was said in each verse because there's this little pause. So like,
she was running away.
So it'd be nice to get some airy kind of background vocals. So I'm going to sing those now.
She was running away. Chasing for days.
And then when I'm singing this part, like, it's more like a landslide, I'm just going to do like a little like harmony section in there.
It was more like a landslide. I can't find the words to describe.
I also might double track the main vocals here just to thicken them up a bit, I guess. And I'm going to pan them left and right.
She was running away. More like a landslide. I can't find the words to describe.
Okay, one thing the chorus I think is missing a little bit here is like some energy. So like when I come in, I say, I've got some problems.
We've got some problems.
I feel like there needs to be more energy there because either you sing it higher or maybe we get some background vocals in to kind of add some energy there. I'm just going to sing it like, we've got some problems.
We've got some problems.
Just going to record this a bunch of times.
We've got some problems. We've got some problems. We've got some problems. We've got some problems. We've got some problems.
Gonna do another like high reverby layer, see what that sounds like.
We've got some problems. We've got some problems.
Gonna do just like a regular high layer.
We've got some problems.
Gonna add like a reverb when after it says solve them.
Man, give me some options. Don't got some problems. We've got some problems.
Okay, and then I'm gonna add one more little fade away when this comes in. Do like a little reverb here. One more little thing that I added was these. I sang it like this. I thought it was like a cool little added phrase in there, like this.
I would chase it for days.
Okay, so I think it's at the point where we can just do a final listen through here, and then I'll give my final takeaways at the end, and then we can kind of wrap everything up.
She was running away. I would chase her for days. It was more like a landslide. I can't find the words to describe this painful day. We've got some problems. Come help me solve them, babe. Give me some options. Don't let this fade away. Don't let this fade away.
Okay, so final thoughts here. Obviously, this is not mixed. For the people who watch these videos, you know I don't mix and master my own stuff. I send it all away. So that's the first thing. Obviously, yeah, sonically, it can use some work for sure. But this is more of the creative aspect of producing the song, not the technical mixing portions. So if you're looking for mixing advice, this is not the channel. This is more for the creative portion of producing. So other than that, though, I feel like the added layers on the chorus really gave it a little bit more energy because yeah, the vocals melody was good, but it was just lacking energy. So those layers and stacks really gave it that additional energy. The guitar solo was kind of like a fun added thing. Obviously, if I were to release this, I would sit down and like make a really good guitar solo, but that's kind of what we ended up with here. And then the other thing, yeah, the lyrics, obviously, little bit cheesy, breakup-y lyrics, but when I produce my own stuff, like I actually spend time and, spend like 3 or 4 hours and go through different possible lyrics and like different options and stuff. And, for these videos, they would just take me way long. So I just kind of get the first generic write through and then I use those lyrics. But yeah, obviously they can use a little bit of work too. So all in all, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Really fun track. If there's anyone who would like to collaborate on this, I'll post the instrumental in the description and yeah, reach out. Just send me a message on Instagram at LukeProv if you'd like to work on this with me. And yeah, other than that, that's it for this video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. For all the new subscribers from my last video, thank you so much. All the positive comments and feedback really, really motivate me to keep pushing and making more music. And yeah, it's just been super fun making these videos. So stay tuned. There's so many more videos to come. Really, really, really appreciate all the positive feedback. And if anyone is looking for a producer to produce music, I'm really good at indie folk. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit better at this indie alternative pop, even like alternative rock stuff. If you need something produced, let me know. Let's try and like work something out. Just shoot me a message on Instagram at LukeProv and we can work something out. Anyways, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be way more videos like this. And we'll see you in the next one.
We've got some problems. Come help me solve them, babe. Give me some options. Don't let this fade.